Update. Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my husband after he stole from me? Original post. When I was 5, my Nana gave me her tea set. It was given to her by her mother. My Nana had no daughters of her own, and I was the only girl of her 11 grandchildren, so she gave it to me. It's a full bone china set. I don't know if it has monetary value, but its sentimental value is immeasurable. I have had it, kept it, and used it for nearly 28 years. I wanted to pass it down to my own daughter or granddaughter one day. My husband knows all this. His sister and her family came to stay with us for a week. Whenever I have little girls over, I pull out my tea set for a tea party. I make tea sandwiches, scones, cakes, and biscuits. My Nana made tea parties a big deal with me, and I carry that on. So me, my sister-in-law, and her daughter had an afternoon tea party. It was a couple of weeks after that when I had my friend and her daughters coming to visit. I planned a tea party. That morning, I baked, made sandwiches, went to pull my tea set out, and it was gone. I keep it in a cabinet in my kitchen. I wash it and put it away every time until the next time. I went a little mad looking for it. The visit came and went. I spent days tearing my house apart looking for it. Every cabinet, drawer, cupboard, the whole house was turned inside out. My husband even helped me. He was insistent that it couldn't have grown feet and walked away on its own. That's what gets to me. He knew damn well where it was, but he pretended that I had misplaced it. He knew how upset I was and tried to comfort me with promises to buy me a new set, as though a new set could replace my Nana's. A few weeks later, he came home with a cheap, thin-looking set that he bought at Walmart or something. I threw it in the bin. Call me ungrateful if you want. I don't care. I was ungrateful. Something you treasure, something of great sentimental value given to you by your long-dead Nana, cannot be replaced no matter how much, or little in this case, the replacement cost. Then I heard my husband on the phone. I heard him say that when we visit, to put it away and tell Melly not to mention it, because I'm still upset about it. He didn't say the words, tea set, but I knew. I knew that's what he was talking about. I walked in while he was still on the phone and called him a thief. He was like a deer in headlights. He quickly hung up and tried to explain. I wouldn't hear it. I told him to get it back. His sister called me, and I called her a thief. I told her to return it in the same condition she took it, or I would be calling the police. Then I hung up on her. My husband tried reasoning with me. He told me his niece loved it so much, and that kind of thing really is for little girls. He said he was going to talk to me about leaving it to her anyway, so where is the harm that she has it now? He said I was too old to be playing around with kids' toys and that I really should grow up. He said I was immature and it means nothing. What he meant is that it means nothing to him, so I should forget it. The next day, I not only went to the police to report the theft, I also called my brother who lives in the same city as my husband's sister. My brother went around and got my tea set. My husband was livid and spent a couple of days calling me a lot of derogatory names. His tune changed when he came home to find me packing my stuff. He stole from me, pretended he didn't know anything about it, insulted me, and tried to gaslight me. Now he's saying how sorry he is and that we can work this out. I don't think we can. I look at him and see someone who steals from me, lies to me, makes me feel small, someone untrustworthy who doesn't care about me. 2 of my brothers will be here tomorrow to help me move. I'm taking everything that means anything to me because I don't think I'll see any of it again if I leave it with him. We can fight it out in court about the rest. I've been told that I'm an a-hole to leave him over a tea set. But it's not just a tea set. It's my Nana's history. It's my history. It's years of happy memories with her, with my mother and other female relatives and friends. He stole all that from me when he gave it away. Am I the a-hole for calling it quits? Now for the top comments before reading the update. Not the a-hole. Your husband is an idiot. It's not about the tea set. He lied to your face, stole from you, and told his family to lie to you as well. Why did he give it away in the first place? I can't understate how idiotic that was. Because he hated that it made her happy. It's that simple. I believe this to be a true statement. It's only taken me this long to really see it. Start recording your interactions with him. He will turn abusive at some point, And this is where you will need to have it recorded so you can file a restraining order. Make sure to double-check everything of value is packed and photographed, and inform him it will be double-checked on the day you leave, so he better not have any new funny ideas. And if he even thinks about raising his hands to you, you and your family will make sure his life is ruined. He is a weak man and a liar, a fool who threw away his marriage because he wanted to steal a kid's tea set from his wife and wasn't even man enough to admit it. He tried to have his family lie about it as well. For his sake, he better make the divorce smooth. If he tries to cause problems, make sure he knows you will go public and make him the laughingstock of the entire city once you are done. Not the a-hole. Out of curiosity, what did his sister say about all of this? I mean, she obviously knew that it was given to her without your consent. And your husband obviously knew what he did was wrong, which led to the lying and gaslighting. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself and leaving him. Lord only knows what other BS he'd get up to if you stayed. Please get the set appraised. If it's a complete set with all the cups, saucers, plates, teapot, creamer, sugar, etc., it'll be worth a lot. And that's before you consider that it's probably at least 80 years old. If you're going to press charges on your husband for the theft, this will help to bump up the severity. She said she didn't think I would mind, that it didn't seem like that big of a deal to her. But if that was the case, why did she not talk to me about it before she took it? Why was she talking to my husband about hiding it from me? My brother, who went to get it for me, wants to have it appraised before he brings it back. The monetary value doesn't matter to me, but I see the logic in having that information on hand to help my case against him. Now for the update. Just a tiny one because it's only been 4 days, but my inbox is collapsing under all the message requests for an update. I am moved out. 2 of my brothers and 2 of my cousins helped me to move. I took videos before, during, and post my leaving. There was some unpleasantness prior to their arrival, but their arrival brought that to an end. They came with a moving truck, a whole truck. All I had packed was some luggage with my clothes and a few boxes of other stuff. But they filled that truck, and I have the soon-to-be ex on video helping them laughing with them. But when I gave him my house keys, he was not looking at me with any love or regret. The plan was to move back in with my parents, all my brothers, the 2 cousins that helped me move, and another cousin had a meeting of the minds on FaceTime the night before coming to help me. My brother, who retrieved my tea set, opened his big mouth about the tea set situation, and they've become suspicious of just about everything. Due to those suspicions, they decided my plan was rubbish and came up with one of their own. I was moved into the 3rd cousin's home. He has top-notch security, cameras, sensors, monitoring. You name it, he probably has it. My brothers have not let up about their suspicions. Suspicions are all they have, and I'm going to see it stays that way. I am not going to tell them anything. I love my brothers and I love my cousins. I do not want to spend the rest of my life visiting them in jail. I've taken some of the advice people offered, like the videos, making a missing items list, and I'll be looking for photo evidence of these items. I have already spoken to my uncle's wife, the divorce lawyer. I was going to go with someone else because she's family, but she's bound by lawyer-client privilege. I have not blocked him, so all the voicemails, SMS, and Facebook Messenger messages he's sending are getting through and being saved. I'm sure I'm leaving stuff out, but that will have to do for now. I am moved out. I am safe. Thank you, everyone. I'll let you know when I have more to tell. Have you asked him about the other missing items? The divorce lawyer should at least get you the money value back in the divorce, even if you can't put a price on the sentimental value. Not yet. I want proof that I did actually have them. He will either deny taking them or say I never had them. So I want some kind of proof that the items were in my possession if that happens. Please make sure your joint savings accounts are emptied. Change all your banking and internet passwords, please. Also, I am very sorry this is happening to you. I am glad your family has your back. I did that before I left, even canceled my credit card just in case. The tea set was wrapped in bubble wrap and the niece didn't even use it? Makes me think the sister found out what it was worth and got her brother to steal it under the guise of, niece wants this child's toy. If you love her, you'll get it for her. Regardless of her motivation, he really knocked it out of the park. The lies, the gaslighting, the dressing you down like a child, all of it was him. It's not about a tea set. It's about you finding out you're married to a scumbag and acting accordingly. Like a freaking queen, I might add. I picture you sipping tea and swiping Bumble pinky out. I think they were in it together and this was planned. Next story. Would I be wrong for divorcing my husband who thinks he's disabled? Original post. My husband, 34 male, and I, 32 female, have been married for 2.5 years. We were together for about 10 years before that. 2 months after our marriage, father-in-law's dying wish, we lost his father, and 6 months after that, we lost his mother. He always had anxiety and was a hermit for the better part of 3 years before getting help, at my and his mother's insistence. After their passing, he fell into a depression and lost his job, and he's been unable to keep every job since, whether due to his anxiety or stomach issues triggered by anxiety. We have been making it work with just my meager income. My primary issue with him is that he doesn't do anything around the house, trailer. He doesn't clean. He only cooks half the time and only dinner. He doesn't help with half our pets, leaving it up to me to feed them and let them out to potty. He doesn't do any laundry unless he needs something washed, or I ask him 5+ times. Any extra income after bills and food, he always has a plan for, whether it's items for his reptiles or games. He has expressed that he no longer loves me, but wants me to remain as a friend/roommate. To me, it feels like it's only because I'm paying the bills. He swears he'd qualify for disability and will apply to help with bills, but the only doctor he's seen is his PCP. Am I in the wrong for wanting to divorce him and move, leaving him in a spot where he may lose the trailer he inherited from his parents? Now for the comments before the mini update. You're not wrong. My ex-husband got into a similar funk around the same age. He did end up getting on partial VA disability. I basically felt like if this was going to be my life, I didn't want to keep living, busting my butt every day, dealing with a slob who putters around all day, spending my earnings and contributing nothing. Then we wanted kids, and I realized I was already tapped out taking care of my husband. I left him. It was the best decision I could have made at that juncture. He's fallen apart and I feel for him, but it is not my job to fully support a grown man who won't lift a finger for himself, let alone for me. I'm much happier now. I found a great guy I'm dating who has a decent career, is fiscally responsible, picks up after himself, and washes the dishes every time I cook. It's like night and day. Be ready for him not to understand though. My ex had told me he wasn't attracted to me anymore, and we slept in separate rooms, yet he still thought it was horrible of me to leave him. He did seek alimony. That does put things into perspective, so thank you for sharing. I was wary about alimony. After all, he has no income and I wouldn't be able to support multiple households. I've never gone through a divorce before, and I feel like I'm getting in over my head. Consult with a lawyer, but alimony is rarely awarded and doesn't sound like you make enough to pay it. In general, you need to be married a long time for that to happen. It doesn't sound like you'll have lots of assets, but more like debts. Mini update. I have decided to file for divorce and try to get the trailer and car. Without me, he would lose the trailer in a month. It would allow me a clean slate to start afresh on my own. He has not changed and will not change. I'm sure in time I'll find a true partner in another. If not, I'll be a cat lady then. Last story. Am I wrong for telling my husband things will get done, with or without him? My husband and I have been together for almost 11 years. When I met him, I was doing everything by myself, independent woman and all that. I would work, pay bills, etc. No, I wasn't depending on anyone to run my vehicle here or there. I was minding my business. He was the one pursuing me. When we married, I was taking my SUV to either Tires Plus, Jiffy Lube, or Pep Boys. Why? Because I could get in and out quickly. Just swipe my card. Then, he started looking for ways to save money because I was spending too much at the shops and volunteered to take care of my vehicle maintenance. The downside is, I have to wait when stuff is done by him. I'll admit that I might be a little irritating when it comes to my SUV. I'm traveling more now, so when I see it's almost time for an oil change, I'll ask my husband at least 2 weeks in advance. The dealership even sends me a text reminder that it's time for an oil change. I purchased the oil and watched it sit there for a week. Then I noticed him changing the oil while I was in my office working on an invoice. My husband came to me asking what I would do if he wasn't here. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Then he said, "I changed the oil and you didn't say thank you." I was thinking, okay, am I supposed to thank you for everything? I bought the oil. Then he became upset and walked off. I was like, this stuff will get done regardless. I'm not sure why he was so mad. I had to wait. He knows I need things done right away, and I have to reschedule clients when it takes forever to finish the task. Am I wrong? I get both sides on this. I totally absolutely get your point. Him being like, "What would you do without me?" is pretty hard to answer without saying, pay someone and actually have it done when I want it to be done. That's me to the bone. But also, thank you is free, and positive reinforcement is useful. Say thank you, be grateful, and it's more likely that next time he will do it more on time, because he'll get gratitude and a fuzzy feeling. That sounds mercenary, but people run on good feelings. And if you can give someone one at no cost to yourself, then why not? I don't think it's a completely honest, serious question he's asking. I could be wrong, but it sounds to me like a cute way to communicate that he performed a service out of love for the other person, and that he's planning to keep up that level of service in the future. If I responded to such a comment the way you did, I would make sure to say it jokingly, so the other person still feels appreciated and valued. If I have a long-term partner I want to stay with as long as possible, and she asks whether I need her in my life, I'll just say yes, even if I know I'd technically survive without her. You don't have to be literal when it comes to words of appreciation. So you've been married 11 years and you feel it's appropriate to respond to a little comment he made with total indignation and a vibe of, "I don't need you"? It seems that your husband, like the majority of men, was or would be hurt by commentary from his spouse indicating she doesn't need him. People like to feel needed by their loved ones, and the lack of empathy on your part isn't a good quality. I understand this now. My apologies. Edit. I'm wrong in the situation. Honestly, because I forgot to mention the oil was purchased after the 2 weeks passed. No one wants to say he was in the wrong after he volunteered for the task and completed it late.